Alright, let's talk about Copilot, because 99% of people are using it completely wrong. People think it's just a little AI pop-up inside Microsoft 365 that is convenient for writing emails. But Copilot can summarize meetings you didn't even attend, analyze spreadsheets, create presentations, and do all of that boring stuff that you and I hate doing. So today I'm showing you 5 Copilot features that genuinely feel like you're cheating at work. Things that will save you hours every single week if you use the likes of PowerPoint, Excel, Teams, Word, Outlook. Alright, let's just jump straight into it because number 1 is ridiculous. Feature number 1, we're going to be dealing with Outlook. You get CC'd in one of those long chaotic threads and you have about 15 different emails to look through and you don't know what's going on. Here, this will save you some serious time.
With Copilot in Outlook, you don't even have to read the entire chain anymore. You can simply just open the thread, click the Copilot icon, and ask something like, summarize this email thread and tell me the key points and next actions. And what Copilot will do is it will give you a short summary, it will highlight any decisions made, and it will list action items. Instead of scrolling for 5 minutes, you literally get the whole summary within a few seconds. If you're someone who gets CC'd a lot in emails, or you're in multiple projects collaborating with a lot of people, this one feature alone can save you an hour a day.
Feature number 2, we're going to be talking about Microsoft Teams here. Apologies on my behalf, I didn't actually get around to recording an on-screen demo for this feature here, just because I didn't have any meetings lined up to show you guys. But honestly, that makes this even more relatable because this is the feature that I wish I had years ago. So here's what it does. If you ever miss a meeting, or let's be honest, you were in a meeting but your brain was completely checked out, Copilot has your back. After the call, you can ask Copilot, what were the key decisions? What did Sarah say about the deadline? What were the next steps and who owns them? And Copilot will go through the entire transcript and give you a clean and understandable summary. It's like having a personal assistant who never zones out like we do and never ever misses any details. If your team uses Microsoft Teams every single day, which I'm sure there's a high chance they do, this is like a superpower. Feature number 3, and here we're going to be talking about PowerPoint. This one genuinely feels magical.
This is one of my favorites, because this is where people waste so much time thinking and building slides. Copilot can literally build a slide deck for you within seconds. I'm going to select Create with Copilot, and I support Manchester United. I know it's not the proudest thing at the moment, but I'm going to ask Copilot to create me a 10 slide deck on the history of Manchester United. I'm also going to ask it to include the Manchester United logo throughout. Look at this. I'm going to hit generate slides. To me, this is just absolutely insane. So I can see that it didn't contain the Manchester United logo that I asked for, but look at the base that we have to start with. If I want, I can just change some of these images and put logos in myself, but even the images that they have here are pretty great. Look at the content, look at even just the structure of the information. If I was told to create a 10 slide PowerPoint on the history of Manchester United, the first place I would waste time is thinking of what order to have things in, what content to actually use within 10 slides. How do I even break down so much history into 10 slides? Copilot in PowerPoint also allows you to turn an existing document into a full slide deck. So if you have notes jotted down on a topic in a Word document or a PDF, you can also upload that into Copilot here and it will create a slide deck based on that. Is this perfect? Absolutely not. But what it does is it generates slides, it forms key points, it adds headings, bullet points, and the visuals and layout designs are there already. So instead of starting from a blank slide and spending 2 hours structuring everything, you now have a decent draft, and all you need to do is tweak it. For managers, consultants, or anyone presenting regularly, this is huge.
Feature number 4. Here we're going to be talking about Excel. If you've ever just been sitting there for minutes on end, staring at a spreadsheet, trying to figure out what's going on or even pretend what's going on, this feature was made for you.
With Copilot here, we can literally talk to our spreadsheet in a normal language. I'm going to ask Copilot to analyze our sales data by region and tell me which region is underperforming. So as you can see here, it gives me a whole breakdown. It goes through all of the data which I have here, and it explains to me which region is underperforming and why. It even asks me if I want a deeper breakdown or if I want visualizations. I'm just going to go along with this and I'm just going to ask for a visualization. So here it has come up with visualizations to back its argument on why the East region is the most underperforming region. And obviously we can't really see these here as my tab is quite small, so I'm just going to copy preview. I'm going to paste it into our sheet. It actually appears as quite large. I'm just going to zoom out to allow me to make it smaller and fit the sheet that we have, so I can actually analyze it properly. I'm going to take us back to there. So there you can see total sales per region. It breaks down the sales alone, so it shows it as least sales, and it also gives me a diagram on total units sold by region. So I'm also going to copy this, and I might just paste this right below the previous one. And again, it comes up as quite large for the sheet that we're dealing with. So I'm going to zoom out, and again, I'll just make this smaller so I can kind of analyze it side by side with the other one. And there you go. Not only does it have the least sales, it also has the least units sold. So it's backing its argument pretty well. It's not even an argument at this point, it's just objective, but it's very powerful. So what is great about this as well is we can actually use Copilot for forecasts and predictions into the future. So I'm going to ask it to create a forecast for the next 3 months based on the data that we have in this sheet. And here it returns a forecast for the next 3 quarters with values for each. As you can see, our data goes up to Q4, so it's actually giving me Q5 here, which would be Q1 of the following year, of course, but it obviously just goes on to the next quarter. Also gives me visualizations of the forecast and key insights too. Even if you are good at Excel, this is still faster. If you're not good at Excel, this is a complete game changer because you can actually get insight from the data without being a formula wizard. Now, I'm not saying to avoid learning Excel if you're not that good, but this tool will be great help. If you're working in finance, operations, marketing, or you run your own business, this one feature alone can give you a real insight instead of just staring at numbers and wondering what fancy formula to use next.
And finally, feature number 5, Copilot for writing in general. But here we're going to be covering Outlook and Word. This is one that I use every single day. Emails, reports, documentation, anything Word related.
This last feature is super simple but ridiculously useful. It applies to both Word and Outlook, and it helps you with drafting and improving your writing. Copilot can write a first draft email for you, shorten long emails, make your tone more professional or more casual. It can check your Word documents for clarity. Here's a good example. Here's an email I'm about to send in Outlook. I come across as a bit hesitant and repetitive and a little bit unsure. What I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight this email and I'm going to select rewrite. And I'm going to ask Copilot to rewrite this to sound more confident and concise. And I'm going to select generate. And it doesn't just replace it automatically, it allows me to preview it, and I can prompt even further, or I can just select replace. And there you go. Look at how much more precise and brief this is, and it gets the exact same point across. Hope you're doing well. Following up on our report you mentioned last week. Haven't had the chance yet. Wasn't sure about this priority, so let it. So I set it aside for the time being. Could you please clarify what updates are needed and the preferred format? Nice and simple, less hesitant, more confident. And I know some of you are probably thinking, yeah, I've been using ChatGPT to do this for me for the last few months. This isn't anything special, but this is within your Outlook platform. All you have to do is highlight the text and simply select rewrite. You don't even have to copy and paste your text into an external LLM on a different site. And now I'm going to show you what we can do in Word. Here I have a few paragraphs, which isn't too bad, but we've all been there with long, big paragraphs having to go through, especially with stuff like terms and conditions, or just maybe like a spec or description of a project. Sometimes you may be in a rush, and other times you may just not be bothered to go through a whole 500 words to really just pick up a few key points from them. So what I can do here in Word is I can select Copilot, and I'm going to ask it to summarize this document that we have here on our Q4 operational review. I'm going to say summarize it into 5 bullet points. And there you go. Summarizes exactly what we have there into 5 bullet points with bold headings outlining what it's about. And again, it prompts us even further. It says, would you like more detailed analysis or recommendations based on these findings? So it can literally give us its opinion. When you really use this Copilot tool across all Microsoft 365 platforms, your time savings really compound and go through the roof.
So here's a quick recap. In Outlook, we can summarize long email threads. In Teams, we now have access to meeting recaps even if we weren't there. In PowerPoint, we can generate full slide decks just from using prompts or documents. In Excel, we can now have our data explained to us as if we were speaking to a human who is an expert in Excel. And Copilot now helps us write faster, cleaner, and without the blank page stress. And we saw that in Word and Outlook. This is not just hyper theory. These are genuine features that you can start using every single day right now. If you want to actually use AI to save time, not just hear about it, make sure to subscribe. I've got a lot more coming on Copilot, Microsoft 365, real-world automations, and AI tools that you can use to make your life easier. If you would like to see a part 2 to this, or a bit of a deep dive into any of these features in particular, just drop a comment below and I'll make it happen. I'll see you guys in the next one.